set up. Okay, let's get started. Hold on one second. Make sure the camera is pointed in the right direction. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, well, looks like today you guys are getting a little bit of a more zoomed out view, but I think everything's gonna be okay. Okay, one second, let me make sure I got everything right before we get started. Alrighty. I think we're good to go. Just got my laptop here. Sorry, one second. All right. Okay. Hey everybody, welcome to the Elegant Oxford live stream. Sorry it's been a while. If you watched my last live stream, you'll know why. I've been traveling. I was in Chicago for our Elegant Oxford Masterclass Shoe Shine event. I toured Horween. I toured the Allen Edmonds home factory in Port Washington, Wisconsin for their party at the port. And I did a live stream from the actual factory. If you guys haven't seen that, it's on YouTube. I actually did a sneak live stream from there. It was a great time. I'm working on the videos right now. It was really, really awesome. So today, while I talk about the class and all that, I'm going to be shining a pair of Mere Men that I really like. So let's get them out here. They're double monk straps. Definitely a style that is not as popular as it once was, but I really like them. So, oh, look at that. I think at one point I was probably practicing a patina on the soles, but I didn't continue, so. All right, let me get some good shoe trees for these and we should be set. Alrighty. All right, let's put this one to the side. Getting a nice shoe tree in there. Let's see here. Let me make sure everything's good on the laptop. Alrighty. One second. I appreciate you guys. Okay, so yeah, this is the shoe. If you guys haven't seen my review for Mere Men, you should. They're very inexpensive shoes at $199, but I think they're fantastic. They're Goodyear welted, obviously, and really a fantastic shoe. I'm working on a reel right now with this shoe. It's also by Mere Men. It's their classic cap-toe Oxford, but shines up really, really well. They have kind of stiff leather, but it always shines really nice. So that's another one. So I am going to begin before I start. Let me grab the conditioner. Right out of tour. Let me remove a little bit of the factory finish here. I'm kind of going for a worn down look. So using acetone will kind of give you this nice it's like a worn down look, and that's kind of what I'm going for today. I don't want it to look perfect, but I want it to look nice once it's shined with some complexity and some depth there at the bottom. Okay, so I've been working on these. I stopped working on them. Life got in the way. You know how it is. So we're just kind of removing the finish in certain areas, which is fine. I'm kind of going on purpose for that look. This is just acetone. You guys know that I use it. I do use it on occasion. Okay. So I have been using it already, just to remove some of that here and there. Alrighty. Yeah, just getting this stuff off. There's a little color coming off, but not a lot, so I think should probably be fine. Let's get that acetone out of the way. Just a little bit here. Hey, Ireland. Good to see you again. Oh, awesome. Yeah, thanks for tuning into that live stream. That was a lot of fun, honestly. The factory is. I've been to the factory 3 or 4 times at this point, and every time I visit, I have a great time. Everyone is just awesome over there at Allen Edmonds. I just love going to the factory. And this was a really cool party at the port. So, I'm going to just add some conditioner here. Okay. Just because I did use acetone on the leather, so I do want to make sure it's conditioned. You can see it's actually making a difference there. There we go. Yeah, use a lot less than you think. Renovator is really potent stuff. So as you can see already, it's making a big difference wherever it's put on. Okay. So yeah, I arrived in Chicago for our masterclass shoe shine event. We're going to be doing more in the future for those who are interested, and we did it at Dashing Chicago, which is a gentleman's shop, and we had a great time. We had 2 classes, everyone showed up, they brought their shoes. It was a great time. I had one of the best times I've ever had with that class. We had Levi Elliott, the United States shoe shine champion, helping out and demonstrating his shines. He's amazing. If you guys don't know Levi, we've done a video together. We reviewed a shoe together by Timber Lee. If you haven't watched that video, you should. It's pretty fun. But it was an awesome time. And everything went great. Everyone showed up. It's always a lot more fun than you think. We show up, we have a good time. Sometimes it's hard to get to the shining because we're all just laughing and, you know, just enjoying the time we have together. Now let me undo these buckles. The only thing I don't like about double monks is that they have buckles. I'm not a huge fan of them. That's just one of my only gripes. I've seen a lot of buckles break. They can be problematic for sure. So that's just something to look out for if you're ever looking at double monks. It can be a little problematic. The style is not for everyone either. Some people just don't like it. But I do. I really do like them. Just going to get some conditioner in there. Just make sure to rub it in there. Alrighty. Hey Andy. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, let's get that conditioner on there. So we went through a lot of jars. So everyone who participated in the class got a set of Saphir in the color that they purchased. So we had a table. It was a large table, huge table full of Saphir. It was pretty fun to see. You obviously don't see it that often, but it was really cool to see the Renovators and the cream polishes, and everyone had a great time. Let's just give it a few minutes to dry. Okay, it still feels kind of sticky, which means it's still on there. Afterward, I'm lying. I actually did something before the class. I toured Horween, which is a famous tannery in Chicago where they've been tanning shell cordovan for over 100 years. And for those who don't know, shell cordovan is a famous exotic skin made from a horse. And it was just awesome to go there and to meet everyone and to do all that. That was a really, really fun time. I had an amazing time doing that. And make sure everything's looking good here on the comments. Marcos, greetings from Mazatlan. Hey Marco, I'm trying my best to do some more videos in Spanish. It's really hard translating the scripts, but I'll do my best. I appreciate you watching. I lived in Mexico for 2 years, had a great time in Tamaulipas, so I have a lot of love for Mexico. Okay, I got my laptop here. Let me show you something I actually got when I toured Horween. So the owner of Horween, Skip Horween, he autographed a piece of shell cordovan for me. So this is what the shoes are made out of, shell. It's a very expensive, exotic leather essentially, but I absolutely love it. I've reviewed shell cordovan here on the channel. If you guys ever buy shell cordovan, Saphir makes cordovan cream, and I have tutorials on how to take care of shell cordovan. Okay, but this is just an awesome historic thing that I'm so grateful to Skip for giving me that autograph. I absolutely love Horween shell. It's one of my absolute favorites. So that's going. I'm going to frame that at some point. And let's just give it a nice, just get a nice glow immediately just from the Renovator. There we go. So yeah, you can see, I know it doesn't look beautiful. There is some variation here. I did that on purpose though. I really wanted that kind of a look when I shined the shoe. So cream wise, let me think here what we got. I don't want to go too dark. I don't want to add a lot of pigment. I might do, shoot, I'm trying to think what color would be nice on this shoe. We have a lot of colors here. Let me think. Some unconventionals. Of course, there's medium brown, which I think everybody's going to use, but you could try plum. That's a new color. Add some variation there. We have oatmeal, which it's called beige. I've never used beige before. Probably too light. Don't think I'm going to do it. It's very rare for you to find a color in beige. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not a very common color. We might do some plum here. Or I might just do neutral to add not any color in, because I know I'm trying to go for that rugged distress look. We might actually just do that instead. So let me think it here. Alrighty. Looking at the laptop. Hey Magnus, greetings all the way from Denmark. I appreciate that. Thanks for watching, I really do. Alrighty. I don't know if I want to add any color, honestly. I really don't think so. Nah. So I might just use neutral. People always ask me what's the difference between Renovator and a neutral polish, because they're both neutral. They're different formulas. This is mink oil based. This is shea butter. So, cream polish is really best for restoring color, but if you're using neutral, it really doesn't matter because you're not restoring any polish. Although it is cost effective, I'll give you that. But I don't often use it, to be honest with you. So I'll say this, it's definitely a different formula from Renovator. It seems to penetrate the leather really, really well, just like the normal cream polish. And it does produce a higher shine. So it does have more wax in it and more solvents. So if you have some old polish on a shoe and you use some cream polish, it'll remove the old polish while you're at it. It's pretty good at doing that, especially if people use another brand or other brands. Yeah, see, it darkens the leather a lot right there. So it's really absorbing in there. Not super necessary though. I think we're just gonna go straight into the shine like always. That's what we want to see. So yeah, touring Horween was just really, really awesome. We got to see how the leather's made. If you don't know, Horween actually makes all of the leather for the NBA basketballs, and NFL football. So they make the pebbled grain leather and they sell it to the NBA and the NFL. So they're historic. I mean, Horween's been around 100 years. Skip's grandpa started it and it's been going ever since. And shell cordovan, I mean, there's cordovan from other countries like Italy and Japan, but in the industry, it's pretty much well known that the Horween shell is the best. It's the standard. So that was pretty cool. Happy to see that. So just give it a few seconds to dry. And then we did the class the next day. We had 2 classes. That was a lot of fun. And then we drove up to Port Washington, Wisconsin, which is about an hour and a half away. And we toured Woodlore, which is where they make the cedar shoe trees that everyone knows about, the most common one in the United States. I'm trying to think if I have a Woodlore tree here with me. I do. I see it right on the table right here. Oh, you know what? No. So this is an Alden tree. This is not made by Woodlore, but everything else you see on Allen Edmonds, most of everything on Amazon is made by Woodlore. And it's a great company. We toured the factory. They let us know that they use 80% of cedar heart, which is red. It's the best, most aromatic, most moisture absorbing part of the cedar. It was fantastic. We toured the factory. They were making thousands of shoe trees a day. It was pretty cool. And then after we actually, let's see what else we did. The factory tour was Monday. Oh, how could I forget? Sunday night, Levi and I taught a class at the Allen Edmonds factory. It was like a quick demo with all the big guys there. Steve Dudokalian from Beatles Leatherworks. Tony Wyatt from Wyatt & Sons was there. It was a bunch of the guys, and we had a quick demo, Saphir demo. It was awesome. We brought snacks for the guys, and it was just a lot of fun. And the next day on Monday, we did the factory tour, which I never get tired of. They walk us through the whole process from leather pieces where they cut out the pieces. I have this all on video. I'll put it up on YouTube. They cut the pieces out, and then they stitch them together, and they make the whole shoe there. So I know they do have some shoe lines from other countries, but that's like their sneakers and their boat shoes. The main line shoes are still made in Port Washington, Wisconsin. So that was pretty cool. All right, let's just give this a quick brush. So of course I learned a lot from Levi. He is a fantastic shoe shiner. He's the USA champ. So I'm going to try out some of the tips he showed me here, because he's just incredibly fast. And catching up to his speed is really hard. In 20 minutes, he can just do what takes me an hour or more. So it's kind of incredible what he does. Hey, Tyler K. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, sorry, I've been out of town and it's been nuts around here, so getting another live stream in was pretty hard, but I'm glad I'm starting back up. So I know Amazon actually, I'm dual streaming right now on YouTube and Amazon. Amazon was giving me a lot of problems. I could not finish a stream. It would just turn off on me every time. And then yesterday, miraculously, they sent me an email or a message through Amazon Live, and they were like, hey, we fixed the problem everyone was complaining about. So here I am. Okay. Drives me nuts. But that's how it is. Okay, let's get the shine started. I don't want to use neutral, so I'm going to use light brown. This is cognac. This is light brown. So this is what Levi taught me. And you have to be humble enough to learn, because I know I'm the elegant Oxford. I know I've built a following, but you should always be ready to learn from someone who is, frankly, just has more skill. So, let me see here. This is kind of sticky. Your mirror gloss is a very dry formula. I use this on occasion, right? Saphir wax softener. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll just put it down here. So wax softener is fantastic. It's one of my favorite products. And it does soften the wax, believe it or not. Which is why I love it so much. If you have a tin of nasty wax that's cracked, trust me, this stuff is incredible. I promise you'll love it. Let me just scrape off a little bit here, because rub it in. Let's massage that in. Here we go. Love it. You can also use it to remove old wax. I just use the hair dryer, to be honest, but if you have something delicate, you can use the wax softener. It really does work. Okay. Tyler, I have a question. What's your opinion on UK companies like Loke, Church, Crockett & Jones, and Carlos Santos? Good question. So I love Carlos Santos. Their hand grade collection is fantastic. My friend Costas at the Noble Shoe, he sells a lot of Carlos Santos. He sold me some boots before. I love Carlos Santos. I have nothing bad to say about him. Crockett & Jones is legendary in the industry. They're James Bond's shoe, so he wears Crockett & Jones. I love Crockett & Jones. They're a very good company. They have a, I think it's called the hand grade line. That's very, very awesome. One of my first videos I ever did was on Crockett & Jones, and they do a fantastic job. I really, really do like Crockett & Jones. Let's see, Loke, they're good too. Churches, no, they've taken a nosedive. They were acquired by Prada, unfortunately, and now they no longer produce the type of shoe that I'm interested in. They're doing bookbinder leather. Some of their shoes are just... Churches is one of the casualties of the great shoe war, I would say. Oh yeah, Carlos Santos is not UK. They're actually Portuguese, right? You're completely right. Okay. So let me see here. I'll be back in 5 seconds. Let me grab a shoe because I want to show this off for you. Crockett and Jones right here. Here we go. I'm happy for that. So these are Crockett and Jones. They're brown shell cordovan. This style is called the Pembroke. One of my favorite styles from Crockett and Jones. This is a special edition though, made for Ralph Lauren. So it was Ralph Lauren and Crockett and Jones, and it came in a special color that they no longer sell. The Pembroke usually comes in whiskey shell and all these other colors, but I think, listen, it's supposed to be dark brown, but this doesn't look dark brown to me, okay? In fact, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm gonna say it's like I don't know what it is. I know Ravello is an Alden exclusive color, but I've seen Ravello in person. This looks just like Ravello shell, but besides that, Crockett and Jones makes some really good shoes. I'll be honest. This is a solid, amazing shoe, and I really, really love it. So I know that's a long answer to your question, but that's just the truth. I love Crockett and Jones. Hey Kepler, welcome to the stream. Okay, so yeah, I don't like churches though at all. Loke is entry level, and they're good, obviously, but if you can get Crockett and Jones, Carlos Santos is probably better than Loke, but Crockett and Jones is the best from that. Above Crockett and Jones, English from the UK. The next would be Edward Green. They're definitely above Crockett and Jones, but they are definitely more expensive. Then you get John Lobb, Gaziano and Gerling, the good stuff, right? And, you know, Gaziano and Gerling are pretty legendary in the industry. So is John Lobb, obviously. But those guys are in 1,000+ range, so that's up to you. Okay? So, mirror gloss. Should have been adding it while I was talking, sorry. That's on me. Like always, we're adding layers. That's just how you begin every shine. Some people don't like adding layers. They just like to start shining. I like adding layers. This really helps build a foundation for your shine. This is really where you want to be, okay? So let's just put it all on there. It's pretty sticky though, I gotta say. Tyler, when I travel to the USA through the Navy, I'll get a pair of AE. I love Island Edmonds too. They're my favorite. Alden's probably better quality, but they're much more expensive. Alden is probably underneath Crockett and Jones. Close enough, but Crockett and Jones is better. Kepler, what would you recommend shoe shining in a school environment as a student? Would you recommend shoe shining? It depends. I know in school, kids don't wear dress shoes anymore unless you're like in a private school. It's a hobby. I mean, if you have enough people in class that want to start a shoe shine club. I've worked with high schools with their JROTC programs. They for sure love to shine their shoes. So if you have a JROTC at your school and you want to shine shoes with them, I'm sure they'll be more than happy to shine with you. But like in school, at least not in the United States anymore, we're way too casual. I'm in San Diego and we're way too casual here, I'll be honest with you. Ooh, just keep spreading it around. Give it a nice layer, because this shoe has not been shined yet. So it is going to get kind of, I can feel the rough patches. If you feel a rough patch, you definitely want to add more wax. So mirror gloss is super dry, so if you need to open up some Pat Deluxe, which is much more wet, much more solvent heavy, to just really spread it around, you can do that as well. Okay, no shame in that. Make sure to get these hard to cover areas though, down here by the welt. If that doesn't get shined, I promise your mirror shine is not going to connect. It's not going to glass over, which is, you need a lot of real estate to glass. It can't glass over in just one spot. I don't know if you ever noticed that. It takes a large area before it starts to shine. If not, it'll just look sticky and gunky. So you do need to make sure you get areas that you normally wouldn't consider. Okay. Let's just get the rest of the shoe here. me speed it up. Get that on there. Just a little bit of wax because we're going to be. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm in private. Okay, private's probably more likely. There's no club. Oh, maybe JRTC. Okay. Osmond Hyde make cheap shoes under $110, 100 British pounds, but I've been painted, shined them, and they are very nice. I'll have to look into them. There are some brands that have shoes that inexpensive. It's one of the others I'll have to look into. Thank you. Masterhand, how are you sitting? Are you on your knees, or does that... I'm actually on a chair, on a plastic, like, orange lawn chair. It's comfortable enough. I just don't like dragging the heavy chairs from the kitchen. That's why. It's comfortable. I'm actually seated at the edge of my seat, but I'm seated. And I got the tripod and then another like flexible arm connected to the iPod where I have my other phone. So it's comfortable. Live streams are a challenge though because I have to shine in a position I usually don't shine in. I usually shine with the shoe down here, right by my leg, but since I'm shining for you guys, I have to shine here, and that's a little bit harder than normal. Okay, let's give it a sec for it to dry. Yeah, Tyler, when I joined the Navy in mid-2021, I watched your channel help me shine. Well, I appreciate that, Tyler. Military definitely do shine still. Police academies, JROTCs, they're still shining their shoes for sure. Especially police boot camps. I know police officers don't shine their boots because they're more like a combat boot nowadays, but in the academy though, they do still have that tradition where they have you shine shoes. So I have a lot of clients who are police officers. One's a detective because he wears super nice shoes. Probably one of the best dressed guys I've ever met, and he's a detective. He's a really cool guy. So that's really cool. I really enjoy when he stops by. I see the best shoes all the time from him, so I love seeing his shoes. Alrighty, let's let this dry because if you start too soon, it will get gunky. Got a new polishing cloth here. Then I have a new one here that I'm testing out. This is like a black felt material. This is what the Japanese and the world... well, he's not Japanese, he's from Singapore. But Ash from Mason & Smith uses a felt-like material. It's a challenge to use, I'll be honest. It seems to work best near the end of your shine once the wax has already started to glass. Before, though, the felt gets all inside the wax, so I don't like to use it till the end. I usually use this. It's just 100% cotton. I actually got this off Amazon. I should have posted the link. I'm an idiot, but it's just like a shine cloth, and it's fantastic. I really do like it. So, just 100% cotton. But everything else I find never seems to work for me, so this is a good one. Just obviously wrap it around your fingers. Go around once. It's a longer one. If not, I just wrap it around my fingers, but okay. Water. Let's hope is it gonna get water? Sometimes it doesn't want to get water out. There we go. I got some water. Rubbing alcohol in water, although Levi does not use it. I just still use it because I think it's helpful. But you don't have to use it. You can just use normal water. All right, let's give this a couple more seconds, and then we will start the shine. Okay. Let's see what else. I bought some shoes at the party at the port because the shoe bank is connected to the factory. And all shoe, it's a factory second store, so it's an outlet store, and you can find treasure there for really, really, really cheap. So I would, if you guys want Alan Edmonds, call the shoe bank. Alex is the general manager. He's fantastic. He'll help you out. Tell him I sent you, and he'll help you find something in your size. The shoe, it's a humongous store riddled with everything you can ever imagine, hidden gems, shell cordovan models that have been discontinued, and your size if you can find one. So I bought some shell cordovan boots. in brown shell. They're not in the room with me, so I won't show them to you. Maybe next time, but I had a great time. We had lunch there. It was just really fantastic. Okay, rubbing alcohol and water. How many shoe shines in a day? I try one a day, but sometimes I'm so busy I don't get to do it as often as I used to. Now because I have YouTube and Saphir sales and all that. So I do it less than the average shiner probably, because I'm more into the business side of it at times, right? Alrighty, so this is what Levi recommends. You get a drop of water, get some Patulux on your finger. It's too much. Put a water droplet down and then I already see it working. Very, very light pressure. Very, very light. I mean, so light you're barely dragging it across the shoe. Barely. More Patulux. More water. You're barely dragging it. If you drag too hard, you'll pull the wax because it's still kind of in its infancy. And you don't want that, I promise. It'll get too gunky. So you're going super light. I mean, it's like you're going over it with a feather. No, I don't want any lint. Lint is a killer when it comes to the beginning of the shine. Okay. Just back and forth very quickly, very lightly, very quickly and very lightly. Alrighty. I'm already seeing. I might have already gone too far. I mean, too hard. Just make sure that. It's so sad how maybe you guys think I'm fast, but Levi was 2-3 times faster than me. He would get these amazing shines in just 10-15 minutes. It was just really, it drove me nuts. I was so jealous. Just hiding the look of jealousy on my face was a challenge. Okay, so we're not 100, that was just the first couple of, I'd say a minute, and you can see how the mirror shine is going to start building up, okay? That's kind of where you want to be. Oh, yeah, that's where you want to be, people. Let me sit back down. Okay. And I let it dry a second when I was talking to you, and already when I went back to it, it seemed better. Maybe it's because the wax had a couple seconds to dry or something, but I already feel it glassing over. And then what Levi did was, at this point, right away, he went back to the mirror gloss. Started adding layers. It's so dry. Can't seem to get any mirror gloss off right now. Even with the wax softener, it just gets so dry. Which is what you want, so it'll shine quickly, but I'm telling you. You don't want any lint. I already see some lint on there. Yeah, I don't want that on there. Use some Patulux, some mirror gloss. It's really hard. Mirror gloss can be hard to work with. It's very sticky, very dry, but you need it. You need it for that quick shine. Alrighty, Kepler. Oh, Tyler. The best way to shine for me is the way you added a shine after fixing a dry spot in your older video. Just use hands and friction. Hey, that's not bad. I know some people do that. I know Gaziano and Gerling's shiner, Skippy UK on Instagram. He does a lot of stuff with just his hands, which is pretty insane. Right? Okay. Alrighty, let's just get there on there. Give it a sec. Kepler, do you prefer chat, ask random questions, or chat related to shoe and shine? Oh, no, you can ask whatever you want. It's fine. Also, should I wax my belt? No, don't wax your belt. No, don't do it. It'll crack on you. Belts are too flexible. They're always moving up and down your clothes. Don't put anything on your belt. You can ask whatever question you want, though. I'm here to answer whatever you'd like to talk about. Hey, Preston, I had one question. Would you suggest for A pair of Sperry's, light application of wax or just conditioner. Sperry's, I don't know, I'm not familiar with that brand. If they're not super formal, you can just do conditioner though. Unless they're like an actual dress shoe. If they're a dress shoe though, you can just shine them all the way. Okay. I'm still learning about all the brands, especially if like they're from the UK. Definitely don't know everything from the UK. Fortunately, I wish I did. While shining shoes, how do you know it's time to stop and come back to the shoe? It's usually when it gets to an really impressive shine, you're like, man, this looks amazing. And then you try to keep shining it and it reverts to a previous stage where it's like, oh, it doesn't look as shiny as it did just 10 minutes ago. That means the wax is having trouble getting further at that point. I would stop there and then wait for tomorrow once the wax settles down. And then you can just keep building on that. The wax you did that day becomes the new base. And then you can keep building up the shine until it gets like this. Okay. So that's something you want right there. You want a nice, beautiful, meaty shine like that. Yeah, that's what you want. Alrighty. How do you feel about banana for shoe polish using the inside of the peel? It's an old school trick. The only thing and someone even commented on a video, use olive oil on your shoes. That works too. I don't recommend food grade products or food products like real food because it can go rotten and it'll start to smell. I'm telling you, when I was in high school, I left a banana in my backpack by accident and it went rotten. Rotten banana, you'd think would smell sweet. It's the most incredibly terrible smell you've ever smelled. So, in a pinch, yeah, I need a banana peel, sure, but like, I would not recommend it, especially if your shoes are really pricey. No, it's an old school trick that I don't recommend. You know, some people. I saw a guy on YouTube using motor oil, and it's a very cool thing to show off with. But honestly, who would put motor oil on their shoes? It's like super terrible for your shoes, obviously. Anyway, whatever. You're tired of hearing me ramble. Very light pressure. Oh, I'm feeling a lot of friction here. I don't want to continue. If I do, I'm going to pull the wax right off. It's one of those times where you just, I should have waited a little longer. Give it a second. This is crucial. If it feels really sticky when you start to shine, do not keep shining. It'll rip the wax right off. Give it a second. Thanks, Vinoy, Michael. Hey, Gabe, I'm doing good. I'm happy. I'm back. It was a long trip, but I'm back. Yeah, I remember leaving cheese bread in Tupperware for a week and carrying it to school. The day we opened it, we heard gas escaping. Yeah, it's like a protein shaker, like a bottle. If you ever left it in your car and you open it a week later, it's death. I'm telling you, it's just the worst thing you've ever smelled in your life. Cheese bread must smell bad too, though. Okay, let's see what we got here. Make sure everything's good. Okay, give it a second. I remember having a banana. I did not know the bottom of my ceramic bag. Yeah, no, bananas do not smell good at all. One of the worst smelling things imaginable. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit better about this. Feeling a little bit better. Give it a second to dry. Come back, all right? Yeah, it worked. Give it a second. Here we go. Maybe the shine's definitely building up, but yeah. You want speed at this point. You want speed. Let me just give it a second here. feels more like glass at this point. It's feeling glassy. And you can start to apply more pressure once it feels more like glass. But the first few seconds, I'm telling you, you better go light. Because you got to start the glass, you got to get the wax to glass over. If not, you will have gunk left over on your hands. This is such an awkward angle to shine at, though, I'm telling you. Just very light. Ooh, standing. I never shine standing up. Let me just find a position I'm comfortable in because. Alrighty. Okay. Feeling more of that glass coming through. Okay. Okay, give it a sec here. It does look shiny, but I want it to get shinier. What's the most bored moment you could ever remember in your life? Bored? My mind races way too much for me to ever be bored, I'll be honest with you. My mind's always racing. I'm imagining something, I'm dreaming, I'm daydreaming. I don't think I've ever been truly bored, but sometimes I'm bored when, I don't know, let me think about that one for a second. Boredom. School for sure was the most bored I've ever been. What was terrible was waiting between classes. I had a class that was like, I had a 5-hour window between classes and I just had to stay on campus. It was terrible. Worst thing ever. How do you repair a toe box when one is darker than the other? It would totally depend on why one toe box is darker than the other. If it's because the finish is darker, you have to remove the finish or even them out. If it's the wax is darker, you have to figure out what's causing the wax to get darker. Sometimes using a heat gun can cause the wax to get dark. You don't want that. It's a problem you have to troubleshoot with your knowledge of shoe shining. So I would recommend looking at what's causing the darkening. Very odd question. Is it better to be in a hot or cold environment? I would say cold myself. I could be wrong though. San Diego never gets too cold, or neither does it get too hot. I'd say if it's 100 degrees or more though, and you don't have an air conditioner on, your wax will have a hard time hardening and glassing over, I'd say. Is Buticure Renovator in the 50 milliliter jar the same as the one you use? No, it's not. Same formula. BDC line is less concentrated. I'm sure the Renovator is probably similar enough where you should not have a problem. Where there's an actual real difference though is the cream polish with the colors. The BDC line in the circular jars are not at all the same formula. Those are almond oil and beeswax. This is shea butter and mink oil. This is way better. It's twice as good, which is why it costs twice as much. But anyone who wants to just try it will know right away. It's not a big deal, right? It's from the heat gun, yeah. The hair dryer or the heat gun can definitely darken your wax. So be careful. It'll darken your wax. It'll burn the wax and make it dark. Let's try this black felt shine cloth. Might work. I might fail spectacularly. Let's figure this out. Okay. What did I do? Here we go. Okay. And 1, 2. Let's figure that out. Looking for your advice. I was looking to purchasing my first pair of nice quality dress shoes. Looking at dark brown half-bro cap toe shoe, trying to decide between a TLB or Timberlee. Shoot. Timberlee is pretty good though for the price. If you want it delivered quickly, TLB. If you want to wait, because Timberly does like made to measure. Those can take longer. Timberly, they're hand welted. If you're gonna pay that extra bit of money, they're probably gonna come out being around the same price though. Timberly. Favorite color of shoe? Have you ever done something odd like doing waxes for different color? Yes. Favorite color shoe is definitely burgundy, oxblood, and browns. I don't like tan. I don't like black. I've definitely done different wax colors for different shoes. I always use tan for dark brown. I use green, brown, burgundy on black shoes and blue. So yeah, but like an actual, yeah, I've definitely added some color to the patina with a different color wax. So yeah, you can definitely do that. Add some complexity. All right, let's do it. A little bit of wax there, not too much. Drop. It's hazy. It's hazy. Oh, I don't know how people use these. They seem to work best near the end. But right now, I'm not seeing. I'm trying to go as light as I can, but maybe if I go harder. No, I'm not liking what I'm seeing. No. Maybe I used it too early. This felt like material. Some shiners are just so good at them. I just don't seem to have any luck. 1 second. Let me just shine it down here for a sec. How I'm usually used to it. Maybe it's working. I'm not 100% sure. Sorry, I'm off video. I just need to shine here where I'm most used to it. Well, it seems to be doing something. I feel like glassing over by doing fast speed like this. The felt kind of causes it to very light pressure. Sorry, you can see my big old dome on video. Maybe it's working. Yeah. Just gotta go really fast back and forth like this. Really create that heat, that light pressure. Yeah, it seems to be working. I gotta train with this thing more though. I always end up using it and I can't seem to get it to work. I don't know. Ooh, how come you use tan or brown shoes? Tan on brown shoes? If you use dark brown or brown on a brown shoe, the cap will look black. I don't want that. I want to maintain the complexity of the leather underneath the cap. But instead of using neutral, I use tan, and it always looks perfect. I don't like dark brown wax. It's a waste of time, in my opinion. It should never. You don't want the cap toe to look that dark brown. You want it to look like the rest of the shoe, right? So, where's the other shoe I was showing? This one's a perfect example. This complexity, this color down here, I don't know if you can see it, probably not. If I use dark brown, it would all appear like this. It would look black. I want to preserve that nice, complex color at the top, and that's not possible with dark brown. So that's just how I use it. Are you a salt sugar guy? Oh, I'm both. I can't live without the other. Like, I love savory, and sometimes I'm just full on salt. Like, a chocolate chip muffin with chocolate milk. Oh, so good. But then sometimes I want like something delicious, you know what I mean? Like I can't have, California, we have tacos here. We have the best food on planet Earth. I can't live without either. How can I repair the burnt toe box? You got to start over, unfortunately, and remove all that wax and start over. Maybe even use acetone. It's not an easy fix, but you can do it for sure. Yeah, you're right, Ireland. Say remove the wax and restart. Burgundy semi-bro Oxfords or monk straps as a third shoe. Burgundy semi-brogues, in my opinion. Unless you're more casual, then you can do double monk strap. But if you want to maintain like a nice regal collection, burgundy semi-brogues, you know, yeah. Monk straps I like, but they have an awkward, they have a kind of awkward. They're like kind of a dress shoe, and then they also want to be playful. I've found it hard to dress them up, and then I found them hard to dress down on occasion, right? If you're gonna make a statement, make a statement. I would say semi-brogues myself. You know, like, let's see, what do I got here? A semi-brogue. I don't think this fits the criteria. This is way too formal. This is the only burgundy shoe I have at the moment sitting around, though. Right, this shoe is just really nicely shined. Obviously, it's much better shine than this one at the moment. But, you know. I love burgundy, though. Why use a lighter color polish? I think I answered that one already. It's just to maintain the color of the leather. If I use dark brown, the cap toe will appear black or extremely chocolate brown, and the rest of the shoe isn't. So you don't want that. You want to maintain the shoe in a uniform color. Hair dryer may work if it's a mirror shine. Yeah. Heat gun is the best, though. Is what you want. This was actually okay. I'm not gonna lie. But there's definitely a difference between these two. This one is just so well shined, it's ridiculous. I wish I could show you what it looks like in person, but this thing is ridiculously nice. All right. You guys have any other questions? I think that's pretty good for today. We're at an hour, or at least almost. I can answer some questions if you'd like. Unlimited bacon but no games, or games unlimited? Would you rather unlimited bacon but no games, or games? That little thing's in the way. Or games? Unlimited games but no games. Bacon or video games? Or games? That's a hard one. I relax a lot with my friends at the end of the day playing some games. You know what I mean? Some Helldivers, whatever, you know, I just get on there and play. Bacon is delicious, but I shouldn't be eating it as much as I do. No, I'd have to choose video games over bacon. I love bacon, man, but quality time with my friends, just laughing it up and playing, it's hard to beat that. How to repair old cracked leather. If it's cracked already, you cannot repair it. It's already dead. There are some genius miracle workers like Steve from Betos. He's fixed stuff, but it's just so prohibitively expensive. It's not worth it unless the shoe is like something you value dearly. He's cut sections and remade new sections that were cracked. It's not worth it though. If a shoe is cracked, I'd stay away from it myself. I don't recommend doing anything with cracked leather. Just not worth it in my estimation. That's just me though. After acetone, I need to add color, or can I just use neutral wax and lotion? Depends on the shoe. Some shoes look really the same after acetone. Like this shoe. I went at it hard the day before and I could not get any more color off. Some shoes like look ruined after a little tiny bit of acetone. It just depends on the shoe. So if you don't want to use acetone, just use a heat gun and liquefy the wax and remove it and start over. Don't use acetone if you're worried about it. Is there any way to at least improve leather that's had grain separation? Conditioning is the best idea. Some renovator. But if it's already started to crack and separate, there's nothing you can do. You know, you can try Renovating Repair Cream by Saphir. I have it, obviously. It's like a little putty mixture with some resins in it, and that can help. It's not going to be great though. It's just, you know, once it started to crack, it's pretty much over and done with. Is there a good temporary substitute for shoe trees? Yeah, let me think here. Newspaper will work in a pinch. you know, I would recommend just doing. I can't think of anywhere on the planet where you couldn't find shoe trees, though. Everyone in the world has access to them. You could just order them, have them shipped. If money's an issue, yeah, probably some newspaper or some old shirts. Just stuff the shoe so that it maintains its shape. But the shoe tree is honestly the best thing you're gonna find. I would not skimp. In fact, it is the most important shoe care item. It's shoe trees, conditioner, cream polish, and wax. Obviously, wax makes the shoe look the nicest, but if you care about longevity, shoe tree is a must. And I would not do anything else till you can invest in a good shoe tree. That's just the plain fact of the matter. Yes. Is all patina airbrush? No, that's just my style. Most guys in the industry use a paintbrush, and they probably look down upon airbrush guys. So yeah, it's not an industry standard at all, to my knowledge. I'm one of the only guys that does it. You guys know I'm in San Diego. We're more urban. The airbrush has been part of my life since forever. I mean, people use it everywhere now. Even in fine art, if people that do like portraits, I mean, some of them use an airbrush for certain aspects of it. It's used in food, like people who work on cakes. I mean, it's just used everywhere. Obviously in graffiti and in that type of urban art. So I use it, but not commonly found in the patina world. Everyone uses a brush, and those guys are seriously skilled. I want to keep improving so that I can do the brush as well, as good as I do the airbrush. Okay. What is that? I use cloths too. Okay. Saphir product you use to spray to soften the wax. It's called Saphir Wax Softener. This is it right here. It's worth it though. It'll soften the wax on a mirror shine, or of course for that mirror gloss once it gets dried and cracked. It's fantastic. It's 100% vegetable based or plant based. Fantastic stuff. I use it all the time. Thank you, everyone. Let's see. I'm okay for waiting. Okay, they're coming from the mail. Cool. Yeah, so I went to a thrift shop one time and I found like 50 shoe trees. I have a video on it, so if you ever want to watch that. It was back during the pandemic. I went to a thrift shop and boom, there was a whole box of them. I bought them all. IKEA, I did not know that. I'm sure they do though. IKEA pretty much has anything. They've probably invested in shoe trees so that people that buy from their store can just get stuff for their trees, for their shoes. I have no doubt about that. Yeah. Okay. We're at an hour, guys. That's it for the live stream today. I appreciate you all who stopped by. I am going to be, well, let's see. I have a reel to finish today, and other than that, I'm going to be relaxing for the rest of the day. So I hope you guys have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. I will see you guys next week. I try doing them on Friday, but if it's a special occasion, like I'm visiting a cobbler or whatever, it might be on a Wednesday or another day. But I try doing them every week. So that's Amazon Live and YouTube. I'm dual streaming at the moment. So I appreciate you all. Thank you for your questions, your kind comments. You guys make it all possible. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to do what I do here. Okay, so thank you all. Yeah, check them out. IKEA does a travel shoe tree. Very lightweight, so ideal for travel. Yeah, Justin Fitzpatrick also makes a travel shoe tree. His is made of wood though, and it's very light, so it might be for you. There's beechwood, cedar. I like cedar. They smell the best. But unfortunately, cedar doesn't come in this beautiful shape that I like. They're more like old school. I like these. They're varnished, obviously, but if you can get beech trees like this, that's ideal. Okay. Let's see who makes something like that. Let me show you. Here we go. TLB Mallorca. Sorry, it's covered in dust. Oh, got some wax cracking back here. It happens though. These are beechwood, I believe. Okay. I love TLB though. I really like Tony. He's a fantastic guy. He really does great work, and You know, I was gonna meet him last year at the New York Super Trunk Show. So Kirby Allison, Justin Fitzpatrick, and Shoegazing Blog, they put on the New York Super Trunk Show. There's also the London, the original one, but this one was in New York. I was gonna go to meet Tony. He emailed me, but my son was born that week, so I wasn't able to attend. I will be attending this year, so if you guys wanna meet me for sure, I will be at the New York Super Trunk Show in October. That's just for you guys to know. All the guys are gonna be there though. Justin Fitzpatrick, Kirby Allison, anyone and everyone you can think of goes to that one. So if you want to meet one of the shoe shine guys or one of the guys, we'll be there. Alrighty, so that's it for today. 12:59. We're exactly at an hour. So I will see you guys next week. Okay. Have a great one and take care. Keep shining those shoes.